Hello, mate.
Hello, long time no see. A long time no see.
Yeah.
Well,
What have you been up to?
work. The same old, same old. So the season's over. That's it. Done and dusted.
Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda?
There's still a fight for second, isn't there?
It was a close season, wasn't it? You know, Sergio Perez, he was always there. He was there all the way, wasn't he? So close.
What, in the fight for second and third?
Yeah, he's always, well, he might lose that.
Yeah, he
He's
might.
not doing well.
That's what you got to look at it. You know, that's what people were saying. It's an interesting season behind Max Verstappen. You take Max Verstappen out, it's been a great season. It's been a great season for him overall, right? Let's not knock that. Let's not knock the achievement.
No, let's not. Let's not be. Party poopers.
Let's not jump on the bandwagon of Max beating.
Let's not. There's many more analogies that we could do to that. I was just looking for the results of did I message you the prediction results last week?
Let me just check my data files.
Yes. Let's just check the sophisticated filing system. Don't worry if you can't. Let's go good race, bad race first. But let's be. We've got 2 halves anyway. I can find it when we do our Murray. So
yeah.
I can just get it straight off the channel anyway.
Yeah. Where was the?
Don't worry, we'll find that.
No, the last one you sent me was 26th of September.
When was the last race? Feels like
8th of October.
Okay, so we haven't done that yet. It's all right. I can find that later on. Don't you worry.
All right.
Don't you worry. Let's go to. Are you going to get the results up? Good race.
I'm on it.
Bad race.
Steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
Just for the record. Just for the record, I was beating you in the last ones you sent me.
What?
I was beating you in the last predictions you sent me.
Yeah, it was close. It was a little bit closer than it was for the season. So let's, I still got a chance. I've still got a chance.
Of what?
I've beaten you.
Oh, yeah,
I've got 5 more races, yeah.
Yeah.
Not much chance of anything else. So, let's get the results up. Who was last? Let me guess. Without even let me guess. Logan Sargent?
Nope.
Oh, no,
it was Carlos Sainz.
It was Carlos
Because
Sainz.
he didn't even start. Do you remember? When did you not watch highlights before we came on tonight?
A few.
Remind yourself what happened.
A few. It's just,
it was the hot race.
It was the hot one. I know that. Well, we're going to talk about that later, aren't we? There's going to be.
We will, yeah.
Yeah. What happened with Sainz? Gearbox.
He had a fuel. No, it was a fuel leak. He had a fuel issue that couldn't be solved in the time that they had in Parc Fermé.
A fuel issue.
Yeah. So.
Just a fuel issue. That's all the statement we're going to get from them.
Yeah. I think it was a fuel leak.
But he wasn't last in the race, was he?
He did not start.
That's not last in the race.
In the classifications, that comes after. That comes below. Did not finish. And Mr. Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton,
the goat.
Yeah, did not finish.
So the next...
he didn't even get to the first corner.
Who's that, Hamilton? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, he did it again.
It was his fault.
Yeah, it was 100% his fault. He did that on Verstappen twice previously. The exact same move, coming around the outside, cutting in on him. Verstappen got blamed twice for it though.
Really? Well, Verstappen's done things.
I'm not saying he was innocent.
But I like the fact, but Verstappen would never own up. I think
Hamilton did.
Big enough bank account to own up and go, I think this was totally my fault. Whoopsie.
Yeah, but not at the time. At the time, you blame George.
I think they all do that, don't they?
Yeah, blame the other guy.
Blame the other guy. He didn't give me any room.
Yeah.
He run me off the road. That's always another one.
Yeah.
It's the usual. It's the usual. If they get away with it, it's he got his elbows out. And if they don't get away with it, it's he didn't give any room. It's just usual bitching about drivers, isn't it?
You can't be seen to be endorsing bad behaviour. Then came Logan Sargent, and surprisingly, Logan didn't mash the car up this time. So his
he just mashed himself up, didn't he? I don't know.
Yeah, he was. Come on, I mean, all of them were in a bad way.
Well, we can get to that. Let's get our results. We'll get our results. Who's next?
Liam, it was Liam was 17th. Liam Lawson,
right?
His poorest showing in an AlphaTauri, but still close to Yuki. Yuki was 15th. Liam was 17th.
Liam and that he was still mixing it with him. I find he's on a level with him. More so, it'll be interesting. Is our friend Danny Rick back this weekend?
Depends on the spelling of his name. We'll cover that later.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Officially, he's back.
Okay.
Officially, he's back. He's on the team sheet. So Liam's back to being a reserve driver again. And then came Nico Hulkenberg, who
up and down. Haas have just not bad in quali, but not good at any other time.
Nico's mistake at the start. He got bumped 10 seconds. He did a 10-second penalty as well.
Oh wow! What did he do?
He was starting on the grid directly behind where Carlos Sainz should have been, and instead of stopping at his pit box and leaving an empty one in front of him, he parked in Carlos Sainz's pit box.
Do you know, I've often watched those kind of things. I can see how that mistake's happened.
Yeah, it's easy. You're kind of wound up. You know you've got to stop behind a car in a white box.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. You can't, they all look the same from behind. Hey.
It was Tinder.
I'm not even talking about that. His pit crew should have told him.
Yeah, as he's coming into the home straight. Yeah.
Just be mindful.
Just remember,
the guy in front of you is invisible. Yeah.
So he was in the mix quite a lot though. And then Yuki was there in 15th. I think when your teammates are that close together, you've got to put the car. It's down to the car. Haas was Haas AlphaTauri. So they did their cars well.
Yeah, they finished the race.
When you're down at that level, yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's it. It's about getting to the get to that checkered flag
safely. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's next?
Alex Albon, 13th.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment for Albon. Not
and I don't think the car was running as well as it has done recently.
Yeah.
That was a bit disappointing for them, which for Williams to be saying 13th is disappointing is quite a good situation to be in for Williams, to be honest. When you look at the season they've had.
Yeah.
They've been doing well.
Look at the past decade they've had, for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the last time they won a race?
Damien Hill, I think, or
Nigel Mansell or Nick or Keke Rosberg. No, it would have been it's going to be someone like Montoya, isn't it? Or Pastor Maldonado. His only victory. Is it Pastor Maldonado? Maldonado, the one of the worst drivers in the world. But I don't think so. I didn't think he was that bad. That's my guess. Pastor Maldonado. I'm going to keep saying it.
Okay, keep going.
Pastor Maldonado. Well, we get our extensive files.
Yeah, get our tech experts on the stats. Where's Stato when you need them, eh?
Williams' last race win. Jesus Christ, what? You flicking for a book? What's going on here?
84, hang on, there we go.
Not 1984, come on.
9, there's one there, 90, 95.
It's a noughties. Maldonado definitely won it in a Williams.
Schumacher won one.
In a Williams?
Well, he's won a couple, yeah. Ralph Schumacher.
Yeah, Ralph.
He might have been the last one, actually. Ralph Schumacher. In the 2003 season.
Jesus.
Juan Pablo Montoya, he won Montreal. And then Schumacher won at Nürburgring, or the Nürburgring, and the French Grand Prix held at the Circuit de Nevers-Magny-Cours.
Wow, that's beautiful pronunciation.
Thank you very much. Let me scroll over a bit and see if
I
there's
think I've won this again.
Oh, hang on.
2012, Pastor Maldonado. The year was 2012, my friend.
Oh, was it?
Pastor Maldonado.
Juan Pablo Montoya, 2009.
2012. Before that, it was 2004. So they had a bit of a dry spell there. Montoya was a great race driver. The engine was Renault, the FW34, Pastor Maldonado, 2012. Thank you very much, people.
There we go, eh?
Hey, I can't predict what's going to happen in the race, this weekend, but hey, I can definitely put up.
You know your history, mate.
Know the history. So 13th for Alex Albon.
After Albon, 12th was Gasly. And then Stroll. They were fighting for places back and forward. That was good to see the fighting there. And they were fighting with Sergio Perez, which is not something you think you should be saying. He
ended up out again, didn't he?
He was.
I thought Lance Stroll had a better race.
Yeah, Lance Stroll did. But he had a penalty because of
slapping his personal trainer. Would that do it? I can't see that in the FIA rules. You should not be slapping your personal trainer. And having.
I think it's covered under being respectful to teammates.
I think so, and he had a great interview after his quali, didn't he?
6 words.
Yeah.
6 words.
Yeah.
And that again, they're contractually obliged to turn up to them and make input.
It's part of the job,
It's so inherent to the job that when you play F1, when you play on the F1 game. If you do
on the old
career
PlayStation 1,
or on other consoles are available.
Okay,
but when you do it when you do the career method of it, you get to pick your answers when you do the press interviews.
Yeah, you can be rude in that as well.
And it affects your rivalries and stuff like that.
The last time I played F1 is 2012.
No, it's not. You've just got a wheel and everything.
No, the last game I played properly was the 2012 F1 game on an Xbox 360. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I've got all the steering wheel, but it's only my daughter that plays it. But
well, you should go on there and have a look at it.
I should. I keep. Anyway, you could do that in that game. You could you can do it in this. Do the press conferences and be really.
And it affects your ability to move up to different teams as well.
Yeah, if you're a stroppy socks like Lance Stroll is.
Yeah, exactly. But that shows you how key it is to the sport. It's an inherent part of it.
He's really feeling the pressure, isn't he? Lance Stroll, to be honest.
Right. Can I touch on something I was going to tell you later on? Because I don't think you know.
Has he been fired?
No.
I've seen a lot of rumours whirling around him being put in another sort of.
Yes, right. Everybody's seen them, right? You've got to have lived in a rock and Mars, right? But the Circuit of the Americas opened up today,
right?
To press and drivers and teams, and they had the driver lineups,
right?
And the garages, right? The garages, and they all named for the drivers taking part, and they spelled Danny Rick's name wrong. They missed out the second I, so it was Danny Ricciardo instead of Ricciardo.
Oh wow! Right, yeah.
That's quite a major mistake, but it's potatoes. Small potatoes compared to putting Felipe Drugovic's face on the driver lineup instead of Lance Stroll's.
That's
the F1. The posing shot that they all do?
How did they do that?
It was Felipe Drugovic they put on instead of Lance Stroll.
Oh my god!
So somebody's
going to be a little bit of an upset.
Well, it's kind of rubbing salt in the wounds, isn't it?
Well, the rumours must be rife.
Yeah. If they're that publicly known the rumours. Do you know what I mean?
Is he out then? He must be out next year.
Well, yeah, you
They're
gotta
looking
wonder.
for they're looking for a nice soft exit for him.
Yeah.
It's nothing like a little soft exit.
Has that got something to do with Cognizant pulling out? You know, they've lost one of their brand name sponsors.
I heard that they're going to slip him into a different category. In Aston Martin have just started. Is it Le Mans?
Aston Martin just launched the Valkyrie, which is their endurance supercar, and he's publicly said that he would like to do that at some point. So there's mutterings that funds were diverted to expedite that project, shall we say?
Just fancy words.
Get the car ready quickly, lads.
Yeah, get quick because old Stroppy Stroll.
The boss's son
Stroppy Stroll, he's coming through. He's got 6 words for you.
let's be fair and balanced. He is currently one of the top 20 drivers in the world.
Yeah, he's not a bad driver. He's having a bad season.
Yeah,
and like with Perez, it just compounds. You get in the car and go, I really must do well. He'll
probably do really well. He'll probably do really well in that category. So good luck to him if he does go there. If he doesn't, then I hope people are easy on him and
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more in pit talk. Let's stick to who's next.
Sergio, 10th. He finished 11th, but after time penalties he was 10th. So that he was gifted that 1 point. That
Not good.
No.
Are they running out of excuses for him now in Red Bull, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can see them in interviews.
I mean, you've got somebody like Liam Lawson who doesn't have a drive next year.
And he's already shown that he can more than handle any car, well, the car he's given at the drop of a hat. Next.
What you gonna do? Joe Guan Yu, Alfa Romeo, they had a pretty solid weekend.
They had quite a good weekend. They were up there a little bit, a lot better than previous weekends.
Yeah.
I like Joe Guan Yu, and I like Bottas. Where did Bottas come? Did he get a point?
He was 8th.
Not bad for Bottas, is it?
Yeah.
Not bad for the other.
Remind me to talk about him in pit talk as well.
I always love talking about the mullet. Right, so
and then we had Esteban Ocon from Alpine, who was 7th.
He had a bit of a feisty little. He was part of the run in between Perez and
Stroll. Yeah.
Was it his fault pushing him out wide?
Yeah. He was in the mix where he,
Was it that one? Or am I thinking of the one with Hulkenberg? There was an incident with Hulkenberg. How did Perez end up off the road?
How did Perez end up off the road?
Yeah.
See that bit in the highlights. Can't remember. It was a week and a half ago.
Is it Perez or am I thinking of a different race? Do you know what? I'm probably thinking of a different race.
There's a couple of people. Alonso ended up off the road.
Yeah, he went off road big style. But he managed.
He went off twice, kind of.
Yeah, it's very unusual for him.
Snap of understeer, and then he went into the gravel and came back on and got penalised for his re-entry.
There's nothing worse than getting penalised for a re-entry.
Hey,
this is the F1 show. Carry on show. Who's next? Who's next? Why did I think Perez went off the road? Why is it? Why has I've got that in my face, in my mind? I don't know.
Because he's done it so often in other races, and it's kind of a habit now.
Was it the sprint he did it? I don't know. Okay, this next.
Yeah, he did. He went off the sprint. He damaged the floor, or was that a different race?
He's been off all over the place.
Yeah, he has. He's not.
Okay. Is he still going to be in that car next? Well, we'll talk about that.
Ocon was 7th. Alonso was 6th. I think that was a good result for him. Aston have struggled recently.
They have.
He was off the road a couple of times. He had his own little demons to fight.
Yeah.
He's one of the most senior drivers in there. If it's going to take its toll on your fitness, then he's going to feel it a lot more than the 19 and 21-year-old lads, being
really?
42.
He made it through the race and Logan Sargent didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I'll tell you,
it just reinforces his legendary status,
It does, doesn't it? It does. Who was that? Alonso, who's next?
Charles Leclerc was 5th.
Yeah, they had a bit of a funny weekend, old Ferrari, didn't they? They weren't really with it.
No. I think he benefited from having Carlos as the
number one
strategy
driver
guys in
going
the
off.
pit. Yeah. He was certainly the highest Ferrari for the race, which is good.
He did do well with that Ferrari, beating all the other Ferraris in the team on the grid, didn't he? Hey, well done, Charles.
Yeah, well, that's something as well. I mean, when you're George Russell in fourth in the works Mercedes, right?
George Russell had a good old race, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. To come back from
what
right
happened,
to the back of the, and work his way through. But then that's a works Mercedes and a customer Mercedes. Both their cars are in front of you. That's got to hurt.
Yeah. What's
got to
going on
smart. Got to
They're
hurt.
aren't they all just copying McLaren now in their development? Mercedes have given up the zero pod thing or whatever it was.
Yeah, they've done that a while ago. Yeah, but they've said that their James Allison, the technical director, has said that they're going to redesign the car from the ground up. They're going to build a brand new car next year.
It's going to be another year then. Isn't it?
I mean, they've learned a lot.
It's going to take
time. There's going to be some crossover, but it's going to be a whole new. It's not going to be an adaptation. It's going to be a new, with all the good bits on it, and then the bits that don't work change.
Just sling out all the bits that don't work. That didn't work. Throw it in the bin.
Put it alongside that other car we're never going to talk about.
Let's build another car out of the bits that didn't work. So McLaren's still riding high. Didn't Norris had a bad start, though, didn't he? Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was. He was.
God,
10th,
I remember the right race.
He was 10th. He had a bad quali. So Norris was 10th to start. Piastri was 6th. Norris made it up to 3rd, and Piastri made it up to 2nd. And possibly Norris could have had that. He was only 1.1 seconds behind, but he was given team orders to let Oscar bring it home.
Wasn't there a lot of track limit stuff going on, or was it?
Yep.
In quali, wasn't it a bit weird at qualifying where they just couldn't work out who was on the top 3?
Well, there was an issue with the curbs. This track is used predominantly for motorbikes. We see that quite a lot. That when the Formula One cars go, the curbs aren't suitable for the cars. They damage them quite badly.
Yeah.
Not just slow you down, which is what they're meant for. So they had to redesign it for I think it was either the sprint quali or main quali. And they gave them 10-minute grace. I think it was on the sprint quali they gave them 10-minute grace to learn the new track layout because they changed they altered the sweep of the curves to accommodate the new curbs. But Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton were the only 2 drivers not to exceed track limits during the race.
Wow, that's something going on there with that. I agree with Jolene Palmer. We've got to put something down like gravel or something. That'll stop you.
Yeah.
Or a brick wall. Or just like they do in Monaco.
Yeah.
You know.
Mohammed bin Sulayem, the head of the FIA, has come out publicly and said to circuits that are looking to be renewed, because we know it's a rolling contract that they have, and they get renewed for so many years and whatnot. He's told them that track limits, if it's an issue at your track, you have to resolve it if you want your contract renewed. It can't be as big a thing as it is at the moment, because there's some tracks where it's never mentioned, and there's other tracks where
it's just all weekend.
Just a massive issue.
Yeah.
And it's why is it happening? So it's good to hear the FIA make a comment about it. That they're obviously taking it on board and looking into it and making it a sport-wide directive that you've got to get your shit sorted out, lads. Because other people have got it done. Other people can do it. Why can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
These people need to, it's got to be more of a hard barrier to a certain extent. Not when I say a hard barrier, I mean, just.
Well, it depends on the circuit. If you go to Circuit of Americas or the French circuit, what's the one?
Paul Ricard?
Yeah, Paul Ricard. I knew it was somebody's name. But that's an open circuit.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think track limits are an issue there, is it?
No.
There's no hard barriers there. There's no runoff.
Is that Paul Ricard's the one where they've done all the nice stripy stuff that I don't.
There's no runoff in the area. I'm going to keep talking while you're frozen there.
It's funny that because you're
I'm sure
frozen on
you'll-
my screen. Are you pulling am I pulling a funny face? I hate that Paul Ricard though because they did all the painting stuff. It confuses.
Yeah, but they can
They
get round there
ruined
without issues, and they don't need to put up barriers, and there's, they're not squealing and cancelling track laps every 10 minutes. So why can't they do it other tracks? That's the point, and I think that's the point it's made. It's to do with the layout and how the fastest line, how the racing line moves between one corner to one corner, and how you overshoot it and what you build in to make them follow the racing line rather than try and cut it short.
Yeah,
Quite a complex issue.
I just still think put a bit of gravel down there, and that will sort the problem out.
Yeah, in some places it will.
Yeah,
Grass is the other one. Make the wheels
Grass.
spin. Yeah.
sausage curbs. What
Well,
are they
they've
called?
tried that. Yeah.
They tried sausage curbs, and they all just moan.
Well,
about
that was what they changed out this last weekend. There was
Yeah.
quite severe sausage curbs, which worked well for the bikes. For one weekend of the year, they're changing the concrete layout. And that's why they go for hybrid options. There's more usage. If you're a track operator, there's more usage in super bikes or motorbike racing. So you go for the type of curb that they have, and then everyone has to put up. But FIA are saying that if you want to host Formula One, you have to have curbs suitable for Formula One. So there we go.
Well, so who else? Where have we got to now? So Russell had a good race.
We were talking about the McLarens. Norris.
Do you think Piastri's creeping up on number one driver here now?
I don't know if he's number one driver. He's certainly having a good season. Lando's fighting him for it. I think there was.
He's still better in the car on the race. In the race, his pace is better, Lando.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's looking a bit.
It's an interesting one.
That's going to get spicy. That relationship.
Andreas Seidel and Zach Brown are going to have a job on their hands, keeping those two teammates and not getting them as rivals. Because as soon as they become rivals, it's Coitons.
That'd be fighting talk.
And then number one was Max, obviously.
And he sealed it. Sealed the deal. He's a nice, easy race for him. Probably didn't even
4 seconds. 4 seconds ahead, and he was managing his pace.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
it was it was a good race. I did enjoy the sprint for once.
Yeah,
the sprint was very entertaining with the tyre choices and things like that. Okay, well that's the end of good race, bad race. Let's go to pit talk.
Pit talk.
Pit talk. Pit talk. Pit talk it is. So,
I think one of the big conversations about Qatar
is the F1 presenter Naomi Schiff. Is that right? No?
You noticed her, have you? What's your story?
I find her impossibly attractive. Impossibly attractive. It's almost like she's so attractive she puts me off. I don't know what she's talking about.
I think
and I've made the mistake of Googling her now, and there's a picture of her in a bikini. I'm not going to show it to you because it's disgraceful. I wouldn't do that.
She's grown into herself. She's becoming more confident. She is. She knows what she's talking about. Her and Bernie Collins are great additions. Get rid of Danica Patrick.
Danica Patrick.
Danica. Whatever. But she'll be there this weekend.
She's impossibly attractive as well. But go on.
Oh, but she opens her mouth and you just want to slap her.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, sorry.
We do not condone any form of violence in that way.
She's just got a whiny voice. And I don't, yeah. All I hear is, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't, it's, you lose concentration with what Naomi's saying. I lose concentration when Dankia, or whatever her name is talking. Yeah, Danica. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realise she's got a lovely tattoo there. I'm not a fan of tattoos on ladies, to be honest, but I'd make an exception.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
The other main.
We are talking about F1, aren't we?
Yeah, the other main story was the heat and the effect it had on the drivers. Lap 15 and 16, Esteban Ocon was vomiting inside his helmet.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Lap 40, Liam Lawson, Logan Sargent went off. He had to be physically helped out of his car halfway, at lap 40 of the 57 lap race.
He was a bit of a sick puppy before he started, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had the flu earlier in the week, but Alex Albon was helped out of his car by the Alfa Romeo mechanics. They saw him pull up into Parc Fermé, and they couldn't understand why he was taking so long to get out, so they went over and offered help and helped him out of the car, steadied him, got the medics over to him. Lance Stroll pulled up his Aston Martin beside the ambulance that sits in Parc Fermé. He knew exactly where he was going.
Yeah, I'm going in there.
Yep. And it was,
get out of my way. I might slap you out of the way because that's the kind of guy I am.
But he was just like driving straight there. You saw the drivers; they were just done. They were booted, and Esteban Ocon was like, "I practiced for 2 times the race distance. That's what he trains for. That's his aim when he's training. He trains for 2 times race distance. So to be that affected by the heat, it's not." And for so many of them to be affected by the heat.
Well, there was one point. I think. Lance Stroll was saying that there were certain corners where he felt close to passing out.
Yeah.
And regardless of what you think,
Russell was the same.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's very dangerous.
Russell, you could see him. He was lifting his hands and waving air into his face. He was lifting his visor up, getting air in. 200 miles an hour, whatever speed down the home straight, 8th gear. He's chugging it, right? He's not slowing down. But he's just wafting air into his face and stuff, trying to get some air in.
Well, Jolene Palmer in his analysis made an interesting point that drivers are tested on how quick they can get out of a car in case of an emergency.
Yeah,
there's a minimum amount of time they've got, and if they can't get out of the car, they're dead. Yeah.
And those drivers that I've just named there, George Russell, Ocon, Albon, Stroll, Sargent, there's no way where any of them getting out in that time.
No, and that's where there's a safety issue.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen again because it's at a different time of year next year, isn't it?
That's correct, but
why has it happened anyway? I mean, it just I don't know.
Hola. Well, that gets us on to my point about Valtteri. So now we all know Valtteri's off the chain. Now he's not at the Mercedes press office, hounding his every word. He's made his fashion choices. He's also come out publicly and said that he does not support the Grand Prix being in nations with questionable human rights records. Yeah, and he doesn't think that they should be going there. And that for somebody of his stature to come out and say something like that as clearly as he did.
So sorry, I'm sorry. That was a bit of a.
Oh, were you looking at another bikini picture of Naomi Schiff?
Yeah, that was the noise. The noise of. I'm trying to get the points up for predictions.
All right. Okay. So for him to come out and say that, then that's pretty full on.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Oh, I think I have got. After all that, when was the last one? Yeah, because we did a prediction before the race.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud, man. Get a grip. Okay, right. So.
That's how predictions work.
That's how they work. You can't predict the predictions after the race.
It's called results.
Post-race predictions.
Before the race, it might help you a bit if we did them after.
Yeah, I'd probably still lose. Although I did win I am world champion at the moment. I'm about to lose the world championship status. But yeah, so that's a big deal. So
and And then the other thing we were speaking about was the big boo-boo that Qatar have made with Felipe Drugovich and Danny Ricciardo and somebody that.
How did that happen, for crying out loud? I mean,
somebody's getting wrong for that. They're getting fired for that.
Do you think that's because that's going to happen then? And someone says, "Oh, this must be happening." Is that happening?
I think Drugovich may be getting a lap or a free practice session in one of these in this race that was already scheduled, and it may have been a clerical error in that regard.
Not good for old Lance's confidence.
It's all a bit pointed, isn't it? It's a bit.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure. I do feel for him a little bit, only a little bit though, because he's a millionaire, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to run out of money. It's not like it's his only job.
No.
So, what else have we got in pit talk? Is Danny Rick coming back or not? Come on.
Yeah, Danny Rick's been named. Danny Ricciardo without the I, not Danny Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Danny Ricciardo is named on the AlphaTauri garages and on the team sheets for the weekend. So it'll be a case of seeing how he gets on in free practice. If he can, put in some decent laps, or are they going to pull him and put Liam back in the car?
Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, he was. Franz Tost said to Nico Rosberg last week on the grid walk that Danny was struggling to go race distance last week.
What,
in a simulator? So we'll see how he gets on in real life. It's going to be a lot harder.
Was it a simulator of Qatar? Did they put the heater on him as well?
Just put it in a sauna.
Just sit in a sauna and do it. If he's struggling to play the full length game on a PlayStation, come on.
It's not a PlayStation. They've got weighted steering and stuff like that, so there's more feedback.
There's no G-force though, either, is there?
No, there's not, and that's one of Nico Rosberg's points, was that it's not just the rotational stresses; it's the neck. You've got to support yourself. No, on the wrists, you've got to hold as you're braking. You've got to support your weight because you can't just be letting yourself fall into the straps.
Yeah.
You've got to support yourself on the weight on your wrist. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how he gets on in free practice 1 and 2. That'll probably
does feel like the end of the road for him, doesn't it?
You're pessimistic, aren't you?
Well, I'm a realist.
He's got 5 races left. He's got a seat for next year. He's got 5 races. If he doesn't cut it this weekend, he's got another 4 races after that to prove that he's better than Nick de Vries.
No, he's got. That's not.
That's all he's got to do.
No, he's not got to prove he's better than Nick de Vries, and you know that.
Well, no, that's to justify his seat.
Okay, but he's got to prove
Red Bull, if the team owners, right, if they're going to start axing people, there's other people that they're going to axe before Danny Rick.
Yes,
they're going to give him a decent shot. Yes, exactly. And if they want to keep Lawson, then there's more chance of Lawson going straight into the Red Bull seat than there is of Danny Rick going in that.
Do you think so?
Let's be honest. Oh yeah.
Is AlphaTauri the only seat available now?
What?
And Logan Sargent, Williams as well.
Yeah, they've been told they're saying until the end of the season, and Aston Martin have a rolling contract with Lance Stroll.
Okay.
But Danny Rick's going to stay with Red Bull, right? If you're Red Bull, who are having internal struggles at the moment with Helmut Marko denying that he's being forced out and denying that
how's he being forced out? Is he being forced out?
There was a meeting of the board of Red Bull this week, apparently, and it was.
It's not because of those Mexican comments, is it?
There's a lot.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Apparently, allegedly, Christian Horner isn't happy with Helmut Marko messing with his driver lineups. Christian Horner sees his drivers' lineups going one way, and Marko's changing that. And apparently, that's causing some tension.
Who outranks who in that situation?
Don't know. That's why it's gone to not Mateschitz, but his
gives a shit.
Guys that took over from them.
Yeah.
So he if you're Red Bull, right, and you've got Perez not performing at Red Bull, you would put Lawson in, put him under pressure, see if he's a potential world champion,
right,
against Max Verstappen, put him up against the best, and then if he doesn't cut the mustard, you know that, and you put him into a second stream team, and you put Danny Rick up once he's got back up to speed in that car, or Yuki,
Yuki in a Red Bull.
Yeah, why not?
That would be glorious. That would be glorious. That little
It'd be
fella.
fun, wouldn't
That
it?
little fella zipping around in a Red Bull. Oh my word.
So, they're in a good position. You don't know what their strategy is. You don't know what their promises have been. You don't know, So, Perez might not retire. There was a load of comments and rumors that he was retiring as well. And apparently his PR guy just laughed at it when they said that. So...
It probably feels like it at the moment, the way he's going. He's just not having a good time. Poor
But he's identified it. Is he turning it round? Not maybe fast enough.
You know why it is, don't you? It's because he's Mexican.
That was a comedy comment.
Oh, that's it now. That's me cancelled.
That's you cancelled, yeah.
That's it. Christian Horner will have me in his office.
Anyway, as two things to cover on the subject that we've spoken about quite a lot on the podcast is women in
Naomi
F1.
Schiff. Sorry.
Women in F1.
Naomi Schiff, yeah.
We had what was her name? Did we talk about Jessica? Where is she? Jessica Hawkins in the Aston Martin. Did we speak about that previously?
Yeah, we did speak about her. Yeah.
So she's still that's on.
She's done the
Sky
test. Has she
Sports.
done the test in
Yeah,
the
she's
F1?
done the test. Yeah, she did 26 laps in Aston Martin's 2021 car. So that's good. We don't know the result of that, what the outcome of that was, or what they're going to move forward. But also this week, McLaren have signed their first female driver.
Let's have a look.
Bianca Bustamante.
Okay.
And she's going to be competing in the FIA F1 Academy next season.
Bustamante.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's a Filipino lady who grew up racing karts, similar to everybody else. She's been racing since she was 5. She's won karting championships across Asia. I think she's competed in W Series, Formula 4, UAE, Formula 4 Italian, USF Juniors, and in the 2023 F1 Academy season. So she was racing for ART Racing, and now she's going to be racing for McLaren.
Wowzers. That's amazing. This is good stuff. It's good stuff.
Good news.
There's a picture of her stood next to Lewis Hamilton, who's wearing a shell suit from, I'd say, around the 1991 period. But he probably thinks that's fashionable. I don't know. The 90s are quite fashionable now, aren't they?
Maybe he's upcycling.
He's upcycling. He's found an old shell suit from a second-hand shop in Liverpool. And he thought, I'll do that. I'll wear that. Yeah, so that's good then. So she's going to be a test driver.
No, she's going to be the Formula 1 Academy driver.
Right. So what is the Academy then?
It's just like the W Series.
Yeah.
W Series was outside of Formula 1 Liberty Media.
Right.
W Series is within that, and it's a potential feeder series for the Formula 1. So the cars are closer in capability and technicality and functionality to the Formula 1 cars, more so than the W Series cars were. So it's a closer stepping stone.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be good.
It's about time. We got to get it sorted. I mean, it's got to be sorted.
Yeah.
It'd be really good to see that mix on the track, actually.
Yeah. All right.
So,
And that's
any
pretty
more-
much it for the
Is that all the
talk.
pit talk?
That's it.
Talk,
Unless
pit
you
talk
get something.
toilets. No, I haven't got anything. Nothing at all. Right, let's do predictions.
I've been to riot it. Riot it.
All right, then. While you're getting all that ready.
Yay!
Oh, hey. While
Well,
you
I'll
get
get-
all that ready,
Okay.
we're gonna get the. Oh no, we need that one there. We're gonna
Gonna
give you
give
the
me
breakdown
all
of
the track
circuit
information.
of America. Yeah, Qatar.
Is this a new track? Am I?
No, it's Qatar.
It's what?
It's this one behind me with a big uphill like that. The start straight and then it goes uphill and then round to the left.
What's the track called?
Circuit of the Americas, Qatar, in Nashville.
Oh, okay. I can't remember. Have they raced it? Did they race last year?
Yes.
Yes.
The first race was 1978. Mario
Formula One
Andretti-
race?
Yeah.
Who won that?
No,
no,
in
no,
fact,
no,
it
no,
was opened in 2012.
2012.
First F1 race was in 2012.
Okay, I'm going to guess. Wait. 2012.
It was long. It was. It's in
Gonna-
Austin, and it was in. It was Lewis Hamilton's last ever win in a McLaren before he switched
I was
to.
just about to guess that.
Mercedes.
Why have you done that? Why have you done that?
Oh, because that's my job. Your job is getting the stats up, getting.
I'm
the
ready.
predictions up on the, right. The track is. Oh, what are you doing? Messing up my screen.
It's not your screen. What? You can't still
You
read.
have.
Oh,
Because you scared the
I'm
screen, right?
sharing the predictions from last time. What's
First Grand
wrong?
Prix was in 2012. It is going to be 56 laps of the 5.513 circuit. The
Okay.
race distance is going to be 308.405 kilometers. We have 2 DRS detection zones. And the lap record was set in 2019. Who do you think set that then?
2019. That
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
It's going to be Verstappen.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Leclerc.
Leclerc. Wowzers.
Yeah. With a time of 1 minute 36.169.
1 minute 36. 136. I'm just going to write that there. Okay. Just how I can
Last
remember.
year's fastest lap
You go on.
was 138.788. That was held by George Russell. That was set by George Russell.
That's
Last lap,
interesting.
last lap of the race.
Wowzers. George Russell. Good man. Right, okay, let's do the points. Who won the race? I think we both get 2 points for that. So let's who got pole? Verstappen, you got 2. You get 1 for that. What are we talking about? 1 point there.
Max Verstappen was on pole, yeah.
Fastest lap?
Fastest lap was Max Verstappen.
You're joking me.
No.
Fastest lap time?
Was 1 minute 24.319.
Oh, nothing for you then. I think I get that point there, don't I? Okay. So you get 2 points for Max Verstappen's win. Who was second?
Oscar Piastri.
Oh,
Oh, you get 2 points for that.
well, but don't wait. We've got let's do that. You get 1 point for Norris. He was in the top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, Norris was third. Perez was 10th.
10th, so you get a point. You lucky. Are you sure you got a point? He got a point. I thought he got knocked
Yeah.
out. Oh, wow. I'm getting confused. Nothing for science. We'll cross him off there as well. Hamilton,
DNS.
DNF. Russell.
5th.
Oh, just missed out there, didn't you? Leclerc,
4th.
get a point. Alonso,
6th.
Ocon.
11th.
And Piastri, you get a point. So you get
Second, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So 1, 6, 6. Okay, let's see what I can scrabble up back there. So I get a point from pole. I don't get a point for that fastest lap. I get 2 points here for Max Verstappen because he won. I get 2 points for Piastri for second. I get a point for Hamilton. No, I don't get a point. He didn't finish. No point. Nothing for science. Leclerc, where did he come?
Leclerc was 4th.
Oh, yeah. Get a point. Norris?
3rd.
Russell? 6th, was he? 5th, was he?
Russell was 4th. Sorry, Leclerc was 5th. Did I say that wrong a minute ago?
Yeah, you did. You're trying to scupper my plans to get 2 points. I got 2 points for Leclerc then, didn't I? Yeah?
I know Leclerc was 5th. Yeah, sorry.
And Norris?
Was
3rd.
4th.
Norris was 4th.
Norris was 3rd. Yeah, Norris was 3rd.
Jeez, so he's Russell 4th, wasn't he? Yeah.
Russell was 4th. Yeah, that's what I was looking
Nothing
at.
for Albon. Didn't get in the
No.
points. Where did Alonso come?
Alonso was 6th.
1 point for him. And Gasly?
Gasly was 13th, I think. 12th.
So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa! 1,
Oh,
5,
thunderingly closing the gap.
1, 5, 9. Ooh, close that gap. Close that. Oh, what's going on there? Go away. Go away. I'm trying to circle these points for no reason.
Right, screenshot that and send it to me.
Well, this.
Oh no, you want the other one, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
got the.
How does this work?
How does this? How do we do this? Do we know what we're doing? Right. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. So let's stop sharing for a second. How do I do that again? Sharing screen. Stop sharing. Right. Here we go. While I busily get ready for more predictions here. Here we go. Okay. How long is that track again?
It is. Oh, where are we now? I've gone off that.
Oh, come on.
5 point something kilometers. 5.513.
What's that in old money?
Oh, aye.
You don't know, do you?
Give me a minute.
It's 1.6 kilometers to a mile, isn't it? Divided by 1.6. Or times it by 1.6, don't you? No. Divided by 1.6, I think. Oh, don't ask me. I'm only...
0.41 miles.
Okie dokie. There you go. That killed some time while I was
All
preparing
right,
all
I'm
that.
just chewing on some Lego here.
There were more Lego tires than there are normal tires in the world, isn't there?
That's correct.
Thank you. Pointless fact. Thank you. Here we go. Let's do some predictions here, mister. Right, okay. You want to go first?
Ah, why not? I always do.
Oh, well, let's get first of all. Let's get some points up here. What are you?
166.
6, and I'm 159, aren't I?
Oh,
Yeah, clawed a point back on you there, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah, I showed you. Right. Now I've got to stop doing that, haven't I? Okay. Okay. Who is going to be pole?
Max.
Max. Who's going to get the fastest lap time?
I reckon George might get it.
George.
Yeah.
Georgie boy. And what's the lap time? We're going somewhere between 136 and 138, isn't it, really? What's your lap time going to be? Let's put 1.3. What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go 136.432.
6.432.
Let's do that.
Okay. Who is going to win this race, young man? Perez?
Max.
He's going for every single race bar one, isn't he? He's going to go for it. And who's going to be second?
He doesn't, like statistics.
He'll remember the year. It was like, I need him every race. Whoops, daisy, banging away here. Okay, who's second? Are you going to give Perez a chance?
Mercedes are allegedly bringing upgrades this week.
Okay.
So I think they're going to be in the mix. I think Norris is going to be second, and I think it's going to be Hamilton third.
Oh.
Then Piastri, then Sainz.
Wow, slow down. Slow down. There's Hamilton.
Piastri.
Okay.
Sainz.
Right.
Russell, Leclerc.
Russell, where's Russell? Look what tiny signs there. Look at all tiny little signs. Get me here.
Sure, he doesn't mind.
Russell, Leclerc, you're going for?
Yeah.
You really are rushing through this now, aren't you? You just don't care, do you? You've got 5 races. I can catch you. I'm going to catch
method.
you. There's a method to your madness. Okay. Go on.
Perez, Alonso, Ricciardo.
You think Perez is going to finish a race in the points? Well, hey.
Yeah. Perez, Alonso, and Ricciardo.
Alonso. And you really are going. So we'll put Nick there, but we know it's Ricciardo. Okay. Let me just hold on.
Hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's just cross that out. Rick. Put that there, Rick. Okay. There. That way we know. Okay. That's not Nick de Vries. Okay, who am I going to get for win? The win, I've got to, and I'm going to have to cover you off, and I do the undercut. I'm going to copy you.
Oh yeah.
This is what we call the predictions undercut, and just copy what you do. Right. I think Piastri's going to get second. I think we've got these two boys. I think Norris is going to be third. I think Hamilton, the GOAT, is going to be fourth. There.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think Leclerc's going to be back with a vengeance. It's going to be fifth. Now what? This is where it's going to get tricky. Russell, sixth. I think he's going to have a lot of coverage off there. Done the undercut there. Perez, seventh. I'm going to give the guy a chance, even though Alonso, eighth. Who have I lost out here? I've lost Sainz, haven't I? You thought I was going to do him. I'm going to put Sainz down in ninth. It's that last spot, isn't it? You've got to throw someone in there. Got to go for Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either that or Albon, isn't it?
Terry.
But yeah, he's going to get his points. So I've got Verstappen to win, Piastri second, Norris third, Hamilton fourth, Leclerc fifth, Russell sixth. I haven't even done the pole. I'm going to cover you off. My pole is going to be Max. My fastest lap again is going to be Max. My lap time is going to be 1.36.321. Dusty bin. Where do I get to? So, Verstappen first, Piastri second, Norris third, the GOAT fourth, Hamilton, fifth, Leclerc, sixth, Russell, seventh, Perez, eighth, Alonso, ninth, Sainz, and Tsunoda 10th. No Stroll in there, which is interesting. Because he's probably not even racing.
Yeah.
Before I start.
You don't want to see all your messages from Tinder and Grindr and stuff.
You just won't let it go. I'll have to edit
Only
that
because
out.
you keep responding with that sort of thing.
Okay, what was that? I got distracted now there. Okay, that's been the F1 Show podcast, everybody.
Yes, it has.
It certainly has.
It certainly has.
It certainly. we'll see you after the weekend. We'll have to do one next week, wouldn't we? We'll have to step it up a bit because there's a few.
Yeah, we've got 3 on the bounce now.
3 on the bounce. We'll have to do one next week, and then we promise we'll remember what happened in the race.
Oh, well, come on, let's not overstretch it, mate.
Let's not overstretch it. So I've been. We didn't even do the intro. I've been the host with the most, Wayne, and this is the man in the pits with the tits, Brendan. We'll see you next week.
That big is dropped.
Hey!